This is Jay with New England on the Rails, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about these N-scale high-speed dummies locomotives that are available on eBay pretty cheap. They were originally Southern Pacific units that were offered to Reader's Digest readers pretty cheap. One thing about them is obviously the trucks don't really turn well, and also they have these really crappy couplers on them that don't look realistic at all. Today I'm going to discuss how to make these into something interesting for your N-scale layout and something that you can run that looks realistic. So one of the first things that you're going to want to do is turn the unit over, and you're going to notice that there is a small Phillips screw there. So you're going to remove this screw, and then you'll be able to separate the body from the shell. So let's do that. So at this point, the screw's out. Now you can just separate the body from that. And now you are left with the trucks and the undercarriage of the locomotive. Now, the trucks you're going to want to remove by just pressing those out. It might take a little force, which I'm going to need two hands to do, but I'll show you a quick little detail about those. All right, so the trucks have been removed, and you're going to see this tab right here that's going to need to be removed from the trucks, and it's on both sides. You can see it there. All right, so this truck has been trimmed of those tabs that restrict it from turning. So this is all set. This is done. So now we're going to focus our attention to the bottom half of the locomotive. And as you can see, the couplers are affixed to the bottom of this locomotive chassis. And what we're going to do is use the cutoff wheel to cut them straight off and make sure that this is perfectly flush for our next steps. So at this point, the couplers are removed, and you can see I've cleaned up the ends. So it should just look like this once you are done with the undercarriage of the locomotive. So one thing you will need to do is open up this opening, and you'll see where it kind of comes in near the bottom. You're just going to open it up the same width as the top part, and I'll show you guys why. And that's going to happen on the front and back. And there, the front has been opened up, and same thing with the back. At this point, obviously, this is a good time to paint the shell. You can take it apart, paint the rails separately and the deck, and then paint the cab and all of that. Put your decals on, things like that. Get it all ready at that point. And then we're on to the next step. So your next step would be to get a set of couplers in N scale that are attached to trucks, and you're going to carefully cut those away so the coupler and the retainer box that it's in are separate than the trucks and everything else, because what you're going to end up doing is you're going to glue those in when you're ready to go, and you'll have something that looks a lot more realistic. And once you attach your couplers, you can put cool N-scale details like plows, things like that on the front, and you'll have yourself a much better train. But obviously you can see now that the trucks are installed, it actually turns normally. It'll work on a sharp curve radius, and you'll have yourself a pretty cool looking dummy locomotive for your N-scale layout. All right, guys, so that is how you make one of these into something like this, which is a Pan Am Railways dummy. Also, you can see I put realistic couplers on it, painted it. Also, the trucks on it now move for sharp you know, curves in the tracks and everything like that. And you can run this with your powered DC locomotives and things like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a like. If you have questions or comments, be sure to comment down below. This is Jay with New England on the Rails. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Take care.